Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, your most notorious groupie, Alice Rouse, author of, you guys know this little book right here, where you can get my other books like these ones down in the description, down in the link tree, my funny-ass merchandise. Go down, you guys, fiddle about, use those fingers, because, foreplay matters. It does. The more you know. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Anywho, and speaking of talk, you guys, we got a subject today, but I am going to start off like I always do. So thankful for the amazing people that I am getting to know, the comments, the conversations. Just got to meet Catherine. It was lovely meeting you, having a drink. You were a lot of fun. So thank you for sharing so much of yourself with me. I really appreciate that. You guys, and again, I can't even begin to thank you guys ever here. I know I always sound cheesy, but it's true. I really you guys give me so many great ideas. We have such great conversations. We make such great friendships. The other women who have come on, I'm truly blessed. So thank you so much. Moda B. You guys rock. And speaking of rock and roll, some things in the news today, I think you guys know what I'm going to talk about, are being just blasted by a bunch of, let's face it, people who have never been backstage, who have never fucking been on the road, who have no fucking idea about what life really is like, who are hypocrites because they are not perfect themselves. So today we are going to talk about the whole Dave Grohl situation. Because as a woman who's been the other woman to a rock legend myself, the quiet one, John Entwistle, I think I got something to say. That's by someone who's actually been around Dave Grohl, who knows rock and roll, who's been through this scandal herself. I think y'all over on TikTok, y'all gossip hounds who have still not removed the lies, should come over here and listen to this, because maybe you could learn a thing or two. And because today, we're talking about some stuff and we're going to spill some tea. We're going to have the Porter's craft cocktail peach tea. Now, I believe Porter's is a local one. I think this vodka is based on this guy who wanted to unalive everybody who was not Mormon in the state of Utah. He was a little cray-cray. This whole situation is cray-cray. We're going to spill some tea, so everybody kick up your feet. Let's have a little cocktail and gossip tale, and guess who's back? You got it. I had to bring Sophia back for this one. Because, like I said, she's got something to say, and so do I. So, all right, everybody. Cheers, big ears. Okay, I guess maybe I'm just not the biggest tea fan. I like hot tea. I drink it every day. I just don't like a lot of cold tea. The peachy tea, it's okay. It's all right. I would definitely swallow this over Kipwinger, wouldn't you, Sophia? Yeah, she would. All right, hold on. Okay, so let's start off by this. For starters, we know that I have done an episode on secret rocker babies, the road babies, because Dave Grohl is not the first one. He's just one of the ones that comes out. Roger Daltrey just came out a couple years ago. Robert Plant, good Lord, he's got, his son Jesse is not from his ex-wife Maureen, it's from his ex-wife's sister, Shirley. Yeah. Let's all talk about Mick Jagger and his 12 kids from different women. What's his name? Nick Cannon, every time he gets into a relationship, he makes sure he knocks that bitch up because she's going to have his baby. He's sowing his seed. So, Dave Grohl is not the first one. So let's stop acting like it is. Because, like I said, the TikTok people, they are telling so many lies and it's getting spread like wildfire, even though these lies have been debunked. So I'm going to go through and kind of debunk everything because it's all by people who have never been backstage, who have not been out on the road, who have not been in a scandal. And the lies will continue for a long time. Because I'm still having to deal with the lies 22 years later. Yeah. So I think it's kind of important to really approach it from the angle that I'm about to approach it from, because it's break that cycle of sensational, click for clicks and likes and cash and everything. And, ooh, I'm going to jump on this fucking bandwagon. Well, guess what, sweetie? There's a train that's about 300 cars long where all of you are jumping on the same bandwagon, creating these lies. And I hope there's some cease and desist action going on with some of you, because you're still posting stuff even though you know it's been debunked and said it was a lie. Oh, and let's not forget my friend Jeff Hanneman from Slayer. One of my own friends. She tried to say it was another guy who has brown hair, olive skin, dark eyes. Oh, no, one look at that baby girl. We knew who baby daddy was, and he never knew. So, some of Dave's friends, like Jeff Hanneman, has secret babies. And there's a few more rockers that you don't know about, because they have never come out and said they just take financial care of that child. They have no actual participation in the lives of that child, but there's quite a few that you guys don't know about. So the fact that Dave Grohl came out and owned up to it, good on you, Dave. It took a lot of strength. Because the thing most people don't realize that they don't put into stock, Dave and his family have probably known about this for a long time. This baby's supposedly about 3 months old, so we've had at least 12 months, a year. I'm saying 9 because, most women, after about a month to 2 months, kind of figure out that they might be having a baby if it's unexpected. So they've known about it for at least 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And people are all up in arms because Dave has, there's reports of Dave hiring a divorce attorney a few months ago. And yeah, of course, that would be par for the course. Any man who finds out, because let's face it, there are probably more normal men with unknown babies, like my father. Never trust be careful when you take an ancestry DNA, people. I bet you a lot of you will find out the same thing. But anyway, so Dave Grohl and his family have known about this for a while. When his wife found out, she probably first instinct, fuck you, you son of a bitch, get the hell out, right? Kicked him out. So what's the first thing he's going to do? Consult a divorce attorney. That's just a natural habit. Don't make it into something that's way more than it is. And that seems to be happening quite a lot with this Dave Grohl situation. And it happened a lot with my situation with John Entwistle. Like I said, I'm the other woman in a rock and roll scandal from the quiet one of the band. And just because Dave is such a nice person doesn't make it, so anyway, let's get back. I'm going to be all over the place because I have my notes with so many different points. There's like 3 pages. But, because like I said, I actually have experience in a situation like this and I have something to actually say of actual value to that experience. So, Dave and his family has known about it. She probably threw him out. We don't know if they are separated right now, if they're living in different houses, and we shouldn't have to know. Let them deal. Everybody's up in arms because his daughters deleted the social media. Not because of him and his actions, but because of the backlash the public will give to those children. That's why, there goes my notes. But that's why, not because they didn't delete that shit because of their dad. They deleted it because of the mongering, freaking gossip-hungry people. And the backlash that they were going to have. Yes, the dad was the start of the domino effect, but, we don't know why or how this information was going to get out and why Dave felt the need to get ahead of it. But I'm sure, people are saying the New York Post and stuff. Please. Another gossip rag. Was getting ready to post about it or something. So that is plausible, actually, so he at least got ahead of it. When John died, nobody got ahead of that. We all stayed behind it because I was trying to hide, and the reason Dave's kids absolutely deleted their social media, yes, it was a domino effect of what their father has done and what happened in his life, but it's because of how the public is reacting. Because the public is so fucking hypocritical. We all know someone, and somebody might be that someone. Everybody has problems in their marriage. There was a picture of Dave and his current wife that I saw, and hands were in the pockets, and they didn't look like the lovey-doveys they had in the past years. They looked kind of separated. Kind of like when James Hetfield and Francesca, his now ex-wife, were up at Sundance in 2019, and I knew by their body language shit was done back then. I knew there would be another woman too, because there always is with James. And, I think that people put too much of their own opinions, whether it's experienced or inexperienced, in a situation where they've been cheated on, whether there was a baby or not. I think they put too much of their own emotion into it, because every situation is different. It's not going to be the same. Yeah, we're going to be angry. Yeah, it's not cool. Yeah, some dumbass did something he shouldn't have done and hurt somebody, or she or them or they or whatever, So I think people put too much hypocrisy into the way they report things, and all of there goes my hero. Like, there was one girl just she had a cardboard cutout of Dave Grohl, and she was just abusing the hell out of it and tossing it and slamming it and running over it with her car. You're just jumping on a bandwagon, honey. And you're taking your own hatred to somebody cheating on you. Because let's face it, none of us, have all of us been perfect in relationships? No. The 3 relationships I've been in, I have actually been faithful. But have I been the other woman? Yes, a few times, mostly unknowingly. Have I been the woman on the road? Abso-fucking-lutely. Have I traveled the world with these guys? Have I had long-term relationships? Yes, I have. So there's the reality, because, all these people are being such a hypocrite. Lay off Dave. Lay off his family. Quit trying to find this woman, because now what's being said about the woman, and it's been debunked again by Dave's own camp, that she was 18 and he knew her before she was 18. So they're slandering and defaming his reputation and saying that, and again, I can't talk. I was 15, 16 when I started hanging out with my fucking fake ID. I was young when I met my first rock star. So, and that was a long time ago. That's not now. And this situation with Dave Grohl is not true. Everybody's like, oh, she's got to be young if she's just having a baby. Women can have baby into their 40s. Women at 49 have had babies. She could be in her mid-20s, her mid-30s. Who knows? Nobody knows, because Dave is protecting her and the baby, because she's about to go through an onslaught. She is now prey for the fucking press, for the TMZs, for the TikTok lying bitches who are trying to start she was 18 and she was younger when they met and she's greedy. There's one girl that's saying she's so greedy that she's trying to have more babies by him and get all of his money. Because, yeah, of course, because that's what groupies and road wives are. Greedy, money, hungry fucking bitches who connive to destroy a musician out of blackmail. Because she turned this one particular TikToker, this one right here, she actually is turning it on to the woman. It takes 2 to tango. We know nothing about the woman. We don't know how old she is. We don't know how long they've known each other, if it's a one night stand oopsie or if it's a long time road family. Because, and I always say this, in the musical Jersey Boys, Frankie Valli said it perfectly. And I say this all the time. I always talk about the polarity of the road and home. Frankie Valli said in the musical Jersey Boys that you have your family at home. You have your family on the road. And they're 2 different things, because musicians need these familiar faces in the sea of a bunch of meet and greets and fans and, being the rock star, having to be the husband, having to be the perfect man, having to be Saint David. Good Lord, what a fucking burden to have to live on. And that's just for the public. That's not what he expects for himself, which we're all harsh enough on ourselves. So from the public, he is Saint fucking David, right? So what if he did have a port in the storm? Who knows what he and his wife, who was a production manager with MTV, I believe, and who kind of knew the road. You don't know what him and his wife have an agreement with. Like James Hetfield's ex-girlfriend, Kristen, the last one before his ex-wife, Fran.
That's a bad word I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And this is adult content. I have to say that because that word, I've probably got to beep it. So, you know, every couple who marries, every woman who marries into rock and roll, or man who marries a famous female rock star, sometimes it's understandable. These days, it's not as much. I mean, so what? So what? She gave him a place to be just Dave. Not the rock star, not the perfect fucking save. Because he's a nice guy, he's personable, and he's just true to himself, and he doesn't put some Mick Jagger, Steven Tyler rock star facade on. James Hetfield bullshit lies. Just because Dave is true to himself and just a person, you guys expect him to be a saint? And one guy was even like, well, Robert Plant, that's no surprise that he has extra babies. He flaunted his bad boy ways. No, he didn't. The press did. They never talked about it. In fact, Robert Plant has always been coy about it. He's been, I might have had some fun, He's always been coy about it. The press, you guys, you did that to Robert Plant, to Led Zeppelin, to Dave Grohl, to Metallica. You guys perceive them. How you perceive them, like I said, Dave Grohl's never flaunted that he's a decent human being, that he does good things for his fans, that does good things for charity, that he's been a good father, that we don't know, that he's been married to his wife for 20 some odd years. That they have 3 daughters. You guys did that. You guys put him up on that pedestal. It's like I always say with groupies and road wives. No. That rock star, it goes in your road case in that dressing room at the end of the show. When you are with us, then you are just going to be the man you are off stage. And that's who he was to his wife and his children, but not to you guys. So that's why everybody's canceling them, because your own created idolization has a flaw in it. Oh my God, forbid. Chop David Grohl off the cross now, people, because he is a sinner. Once upon a time when I first started hanging out backstage, sex, drugs, and rock and roll was expected and applauded. And when a band writes about that, like Motley Crue in The Dirt, or Steve Jones in Pistol, and they make a movie out of it, or, when Elton John or the Bohemian Rhapsody movies came out and they talked about their excess and stuff, they're still mad, but they were still applauded. But when it's the woman, she's the villain, like this, specifically this one TikToker that I saw that is trying to make her the villain and trying to degrade the woman. So what? So what that there are women that have the same prowess that a Hugh Hefner, who was really a misogynistic, assaulting pig, So... And, everybody's just coming down on them for not being perfect. And for somebody who knows if she intentionally got pregnant, if she accidentally got pregnant. But as a woman who has for 22 years been slandered, been a nameless, faceless novelty in my scandal, that still gets degraded and talked about. She does not deserve this. Like I said, even if she intentionally got knocked up for the money and the fame, and that's on her. That's her karma. But don't sit here. And if it was a woman that he knew for a long time, that he had a road wife thing with, leave it alone. Because like I said, that's the one person on the road that he can be himself with, that he can decompress. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's perfect. But in rock and roll, it's a danger that you have to understand when you marry into it, when you're dating it, when you're living with it. The only way to stop it is go on tour with them 24/7. And that's not always possible, especially when you got kids and when you haven't seen each other for 3 months. So stop making all these judgments like, oh, he's just some stupid ass rock star that knocked up some IHOP waitress who's 12. And that is so not true. Oh my God, I'm not even 12. That's so sorry that I said that. That is absolutely not true. They're saying she was 18, 20, 21 years old, whatever. So she was 20. She was an adult making her own decisions. She was a woman that saw a rock star that that a million of you women sitting in that same hotel bar or being in that IHOP that night or wherever, whatever happened to be backstage or, somebody, hey, you want to come on the bus and have a drinks, have a smoke, whatever. However they met, she made her own decision to sleep with him, and every single one of you would do the same motherfucking thing. Put in her shoes. So don't sit here and trash the girl, because that's not cool. That's just not. That's being a hypocritical society, making it, and everybody's saying it's not okay for Dave, but it's not okay to cancel him either. Let's see what else my notes are saying. Yeah, like I said, for those TikTok people, that are canceling him, y'all ever cheated? Y'all ever lied? Y'all ever get pregnant on accident? And some people may never know about it because, took a drive over to the clinic. Stuff like that. Don't judge people. Don't judge a rock star. Because like I said, there was a picture I saw of Dave and his wife, and they were walking, and they just looked so polar. They were like this far apart. Her hands were in the pocket. He was just kind of spacing off. She wasn't even looking at him. They were not even connected. So we have no idea where that marriage was. And this might have be the wake-up call that was the nail in the coffin or the saving grace. Who knows? Because when we were talking it down in one of the discussions from my awesome Metalla ladies, was asked, would you stay together with the man who did that? I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the situation, fortunately, but would it be hard? Yeah. I mean, if it was a one night stand oopsie, I'd be like, dude, remember my safe sex episode that I just did? Hello? Don't bring anything home. When you're out on the road, don't bring anything home. Nothing that needs a cure, a pill, an antibiotic pill, should I say, freezing, nothing, or child support. And that's, and was it, or was it, if it was a one night stand oopsie, there might be a chance, that it may work out. If it was a long time thing, I don't know if I'd be forgiving of that, because it's like, it's one thing when a guy is getting off on the road. It's a whole other thing when he's having a road wife. And I know I'm a hypocrite, but this is why I never married a rock star, because it's going to happen, whether it's just mouths or whether it's everything. It can happen. It can happen for normal men. Hell, the guy I lived with for 2 years, last relationship I was in 10 years ago, whatever, he had 23 side whores, and he traveled for work all the time. Just normal guy, normal job, So don't talk to me about Dave Grohl having one side whore. Oh, not side whore. God, that was so mean. I shouldn't say that. Having one road wife, because I was never a side whore. I was a road wife. Most of the guys I was with didn't have anybody at home. I tried to make sure that. And if somebody lied to me back then, I couldn't find out the truth. So, but, quit posting lies like they're truth, especially because, a lot of these posts, a lot of the TMZ stuff, a lot of everything. Well, TMZ is a lot more careful because they know the legalities. But it's geared towards what the author wants, how the author wants to present it, how the author thinks they will get more clicks and likes and cash and this and this and that. So like I said, with all these lies about her age, about some girl on Instagram was supposedly had posted, that the hand holding the baby hand, that is not her. That is a lie. That's gone now. So there's so many lies, especially in this day and age. I'm so glad the internet was not like this when John died, because this poor woman and his poor family and his wife and children, I mean, forget Dave. Dave's going to take the brunt of everything. He's bearing the weight on everything. And he made his bed, and I get that. But he's bearing the weight of the family, what he did to the family. He's bearing the weight of being the new father, having to protect his new child because he is a parent already, having to protect the identity of the woman. You know, we did that. I've been through this. It's not easy. And she will come out, and I hope her truth is told, and, you know, she just disappears into oblivion, and we don't know anything about it. Who knows what's happening? So, and I know I'm kind of babbling. Yeah, because Dave is a decent, relatable guy. He's got to be the saint. We've got to rip him off the cross. You know, and the TikTok people, all these gossip hounds, stop. Because, you know, Dave is no fucking man Dave is not afraid to call his lawyer and serve those cease and desist papers. And I think he should be right now. And that's probably why that Instagram went away, because somebody got a cease and desist. And who knows, baby's mama might have signed an NDA already. We don't know. And maybe we shouldn't know everything. We shouldn't hate Dave because he was a rock star, because we all know he likes to smoke. He likes to have a drink once in a while. He goes and goofs off and does crazy things with other musicians, you know? I mean, like I said, the only thing that has changed about Dave, he's the same man he was 3 weeks ago. The exact same man. But we just didn't know his whole life story, and that's okay. We don't know everybody. We don't even know our own family or friends' whole life stories. A lot of people don't know our whole life story, you know? So he's the same man he was 3 weeks ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, 6 years ago. He's still that man, progressing throughout his life. Your opinion, your hypocrisy, that's all that's changed. Your attitude, your social media posts, your TikTok little skits of running over a cardboard cutout of Dave, your TikTok lies about the age of the girl, and the Instagram poster. I mean, everybody's trying to jump on the bandwagon for a little bit of 15 minutes of fame. And it's disgusting, because this girl's going to have to spend her whole life being that fucking woman. His wife and children are going to spend the rest of their lives with that stepsister. Because like I said, my dad has one, ancestry DNA, for fuck's sake. How many of our 70s dads? Yeah, I know. Down in the comments, tell me. So, you know, I mean, I don't think we have any right to cancel Dave Grohl. You know, I think all the heresy and the lies and the defamation and the slander that is catching on like wildfire on TikTok is really spurring all this bullshit. You know, Dave got ahead of it. Dave told, this child is only 3 months old. Dave told the truth early on in the life. Fuck, Robert Plant still hasn't told the truth about his son Jesse. He doesn't talk about that ever. Mick Jagger talks about his kid. He spent times with his kid. He does not hide, but people think he's an asshole, but he's actually a pretty decent father. Much like we all saw Dave Grohl as. It's all about perspective. And you guys just flicked him off the pedestal. And thank God you did, because none of these rock stars, idolization of rock stars needs to kind of be taken down a notch. None of them are perfect. They can't live up to your fucking godlike dreams and expectations and stories in your head. They're just men. Like I say, groupies, road wives, those rock stars go back in those road cases, and we're dating the men they are off stage. We know they're not perfect. We know they have a lot of pressures. They have a lot of shit to live up to. They're going through the same shit, whether it be stress for bills, missing home, divorces, you know, their kids passing away or their parents passing away or whatever, IRS, whatever. They're going through shit. So the groupies, the road wives, they're the one place these guys have to decompress from all of that, from all your expectations, your idolizations, your hate, your cancellation, your bullshit TikToks, your hypocrisy, your lies, all of that. From maybe things not being good in someone's marriage to maybe feeling like you're not the best dad in the world because you're away all the time. There's a lot of things that Dave probably beat himself up on. And if he found a port in the store, whether for one night or whatever, that's normal in rock and roll, you guys. Hate to tell you. You know? It's just, and people are trying to even like further victimize him, saying Pat Smear left the band because Dave Grohl was a groupie-izer. Oh yeah, Pat Smear got room to talk. No. I'm sure there was better reasons than that. So, but yeah, so you guys just kind of let Dave play this out. Let this play out on its own, you know, and actually listen. Don't get caught up in the lies so that 22 years later, these lies are not haunting her like the lies that everybody told after John died are still haunting me. You know, John passed away, so he doesn't have to deal with it, but Dave Grohl is still here. His wife, his children, including the newborn baby, the baby mama, they all have to deal with this in so many different directions. And there's just another insane dynamic, you know. It's like, how is this woman going to fit into their daily lives? How is this child going to fit into their daily lives? Is she going to be a burden? I mean, there's so many things they're going through, you guys. So stop spreading the lies. If you want to spread the truth and you want to be like, well, fuck, he's not who I thought he was, I guess, that's fine. But don't make up lies like she was underage or she's only 18, because women don't have to be 18, 19, 20 to have children. They can be in their 30s and 40s and have children. And if she is, when I was in my 20s, I mean, Jesus Christ, just because I was 31 when John died, he was still 57. And what you guys don't know is, a lot of people don't know, I met him when I was 18 and he was, 43? 42, 43? 2 weeks before my 19th birthday, a few months before his 40 whatever birthday. I was known for chewing up and spitting out rock stars that were all 20 plus years. Steve Jones was 15 years older than me. Glenn Tipton was 22 years older than me. You know, Jimmy Page, 25. John Entwistle, 25, 24 years older than me. I mean, even James Hetfield is 7 years older than me. Vinnie Paul, 8 years older than me. You know, I could go on and on and on and on. Because I just happen to have a thing for older men, because I had been around a different world and my mentality was a little bit different and more advanced than someone who was 18 years old. Because I had been a different kind of life. So if she is in her 20s and dating a 55-year-old man, so maybe she just likes older guys. Maybe she was just like, you know, the night she met him was like, oh my God, it's Dave Grohl. Fuck yeah, I'm going to go fuck him. Hell yeah, party time. Woo. And maybe they got pregnant then. Or maybe she found out that she actually liked him as a person. And he liked her as a person. And they had a good friendship going on. Just like John and I did. You know, just like Vinnie Paul and I did. Just like so-and-so. Just because Vinnie Paul wasn't married, Steve Jones wasn't married. You know, I mean, 13-year bass player, James Hetfield and I had a thing for 5 years, you know. So these people don't know the reality of road life and home life. There's two dual worlds, absolutely dual worlds. And I've talked about even sometimes, like when I was backstage at Nickelback, just hanging out with Oris, you know, I'm not sleeping with anybody. I'm just friends with people. I've never tried to even hit on one of the guys in Nickelback. Ooh. But one of the wives was out there and I couldn't go anywhere near that dressing room because it was kept away from home. And maybe Jordan, his wife, is okay with that. We don't know. We don't know their dynamics. Let their dynamics be theirs. And what their new dynamic is going to be, let them figure it out. Don't try and project it for them. Don't try and project all the blame onto this woman. Don't try and project that Dave is such a piece of shit. We don't know the state of their marriage, but I'm going to tell you that body language, just like it spoke to me with James and Fran in 2019 at Sundance, that said something to me. So we don't know what's going to come out. But just, you know, Dave is still that nice guy. He's still that person that is still just himself to fans and still does good things for people. He's still going to be that person. He just needs to figure out their next step for their family. And it's going to go through hell, whether they stay together or not. But you know what? Just let him reveal it in their own time, because it's going to be revealed. Because there's always going to be some asshole that wants to sell it out. Trust me, I know there was. There was plenty of girls who sold out my shit for $200, $300. Yeah, that's how, I mean, cheaper than a street hooker, right? So she's going to have a friend that's going to sell her out. And girl, I am sorry for you. I am sorry for everything that you're going to have to go through, the label that you're going to have to fucking, that scarlet letter that you're going to have to wear the rest of your life. I'll make you a t-shirt with a big D on it. Or a big BM, baby mama. You know, that's okay. I got the one with the MA, adulteress and murderer on mine, which I never was, you know, because I don't do cocaine and I didn't bring it in the room. But I feel sorry for what she's going to go through. I feel sorry for what Dave's going through, because I saw what John's family went through. I saw what my fucking family, her family's going to be going through this shit. It's like such a domino effect in 12 different ways, because two people either had an accident when practicing safety, or they just didn't practice safety, or whatever. Because, yeah, it's like if it was a one-night stand, I'd be like, motherfucker, why did you not wear the glove for a one-night stand? Come on now. Rockers, you all still need to put those in your road case, and you know it. So, okay, you guys. So tell me your thoughts on everything. I think I touched on everything on my notes. Yeah, I mean, because I think there's so much, people's reactions are always to be scandalous, or always to be like, oh my God, let's point out everybody else's flaws and what a piece of shit he is. So I think that's the main reaction on TikTok, because I really didn't see anything but all these lies and everybody putting him down. Well, guess what, honey? None of us are perfect. None of us have, you know, we've all dated a couple guys at the same time. Yes, marriage is something else. I get it. But he's not the first rock star to cheat on his wife. Why don't you ask Maureen Plant how it felt having her sister Shirley give birth to her kid's stepsister or stepbrother and cousin? Or Mick Jagger's. Why didn't we? I mean, Jerry Hall's talked about it. You know? I mean, come on. Let's stop saying that because Robert Plant flaunted his bad boyness when he never did, the press did, that it's okay for him to be having, you know, babies with his sister and out on the road with his road wives, but not Dave Grohl, because we had more expectations from Dave Grohl. Well, I'm sorry, those are your expectations, but he doesn't have to live up to them. None of us have to live up to anybody else's expectations. We want to out of fear of our ego. But when we let go of that ego, and as we age, we don't give a fuck about your expectations. And I don't think Dave is, I mean, because he is a public figure, yes, that's probably playing into it right now, but his family is, those. Let him figure out those expectations at his own first. Okay? Don't hold him in godlike status, because ladies and gentlemen, rock stars are not gods. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll came about for a reason. Groupies have existed long before the word was invented, you know? Like I said, there's a whole polarization of two different lives. I mean, people don't tour like they used to for 2-3 years, 1-2 years at a time, with 3 months on, 2 weeks off, 3 months on, 2 weeks off, you know? So sometimes when you're out on the road and you don't even know what fucking city it is, you just need that one person to bring you down. And sometimes it's physical. Sometimes it's not. So, all right, guys, tell me what you think of the situation down. Tell me what you think of the hypocrisy going around, if you guys have seen the TikToks or reports on Instagram, or because I couldn't find a whole lot of it on Instagram. I find it all on TikTok, which I'm sure they're all posting on the same things, you know, on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, I mean, tell me what you think of the double standards, you know, because people are saying, well, Robert Plant is a bad boy. Mick Jagger, we expected this of him, but we didn't expect this of Dave. Nobody expected it of Roger Daltrey. Why should we expect it or not expect it? So yeah, tell me what you guys think down in the comments. I'm going to stop babbling. But I hope you guys liked my babbly. I hope you liked my perspective because, like I said at the beginning, I'm an actual groupie who has been through my own rock and roll scandal as the other woman. So I can have like a clear perspective. I've been around Dave Grohl. I used to live in Seattle during the height of grunge when Nirvana and, Kurt, I was living there when Kurt passed away. I know the real story. Or what I think is the real story, because, I heard the gossip from the people, from even Courtney Love, when I was hanging out backstage at 9 Inch Nails a week or so after that happened. So I am actually immersed in that scene. I'm actually immersed in rock and roll. I'm actually part of that scandalous history. So me talking about this is actually from a point of view as someone who's experienced it, someone who's been around Dave Grohl, someone who has actual mutual friends as him. I'm not just some TikTok gossip hound. You guys want to know more? Go watch all my videos. Go watch who I am. I was reporting on James Hetfield's divorce 6 months before TMZ even reported it because I knew. So, don't be listening to those TikTok bullshit. Step back, take a perspective, ask yourself if, number one, you've been perfect. Number two, you would want people, doing that, invading your situations like that, your mistakes all the time, like they are Dave Grohl's. And I know we all report on different stuff like this, and that's okay, but let's not get into a hysterical, oh my God, baby mama's 12, 18, 19, 20. God, I keep saying 12. 12 is just a number that always flies out of my mouth in like 12 different directions. 12 is, I don't know why. I wonder why that is. Yeah, I say 12 a lot. But anyway, she wasn't 18. She's older than that. And she chose to keep her child. That was her decision. And it probably was not an easy one. At least if she was a decent person, it was not an easy decision because it's not just about, keeping the child or not keeping the child. It's about what's happening now, the aftermath of this situation, because it's not a private person. So, yeah, just step back, let things kind of unfold. Really, really, you guys, you TikTok people, actually step back for a minute and put yourself in these shoes. Do you want lies and slander? Because I hope you all, like the people who were gossiping about shit and intentionally keeping their lies up, even though they posted in the comments themselves that this has been debunked. If it's debunked, remove it. Because you're not just fucking hurting Dave Grohl, you're hurting his kids. They still will look on social media just because you are the reason they had to delete their accounts. Because they were getting harassed by you guys, not by their dad. It's a 50-50. It's not just their dad's actions, it's your actions afterwards. It's the TikToks and stuff that they're going to see. So just, you TikTok psychos, back off. Those of you that are reporting or, doing ha-ha skits on it, let it go. Keep up with it, sure. Report it from a clear point of view, but don't report it from a big ol', ooh, sensational heresy. Woo! This is how we make clicks and cash. Because there are human beings behind it. You guys saw Dave Grohl as a human being before. He still is. See him as that now. So, okay, down in the comments, thank you guys for getting to the end of this video, for all my babble. I know it's a lot of babble. It's a long one. And I just hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so, so much to everybody who sent it to me, because, like, everybody sent it to me. I was getting hella messages and emails and stuff. And we're going to have Desiree on again soon, you guys. I'm so excited to have her because she had a long-term relationship with another musician as well. Us groupies do that. Just because we aren't the women at home doesn't mean we don't have respect of our musicians. Doesn't mean we don't have the hearts and souls of them. We just have it in a way that society can't understand. So, all right, and thank you again for everybody getting to the end of the episode. For those of you who are just lurking, for those of you who have something to say that just are stumbling onto this video and don't know who I am or with this channel, go take a gander. Go from the beginning. Go see who I am. And check it out and become part of the family, because we do have an awesome, amazing family here. You guys rock so much. I truly, truly am appreciative of you guys. We may not always agree on things that I may burst the bubble for some people, and you might not like that, but at least I'm real. At least I have experience in this world, and I'm not just posting bullshit. So, all right, so go down, hit that subscribe, become a member, hit my bells, and we'll see you next time on Cocktails and Rocktails. Cheers, big ears. Say hi, Sophia.